Also, what's up, beautiful souls? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mamina. You can call me Mina for short, or Divine Star Seed. This collective message is to figure out what's their problem with you. Why is this person giving you an issue, or why does it seem like they're giving you an issue? Whomever the person or peoples may be, we're going to dive into that. This is still a collective reading, so only take what resonates to and for you, leave what doesn't. Before you choose your piles, take a moment to pause the video, take a deep inhale, hold it for a little bit, slowly release it. I normally give a number count, but this time I'm feeling like you guys can move at your own pace here with this. Once you press play, find out which one of these piles are calling you the most. You may resonate with more than one, and that's fine. I always say take a minute to see what's screaming at you, right? Could be the art on the back of the cards, could just be, a vibration, and then check the other secondary, because 9 out of 10 that's going to have an additional piece of information for you. So let's get down to the choices. We have 1 with That's So 80s Tarot by Divine Moon Empress. We have 2, That's So 90s Tarot, same reader. And then we have 3, this is the Mahogany Tarot. So take a moment, choose your piles. And without further ado, let's get into pile 1. All right, pile 1. Bit of pre-channeling for this pile. This feels like it's connected to people that you know, mostly people that you know personally. There could be a couple in here that, you're not as cool with, but you know that you still get a weird vibe from them. But I'm picking up more so connections that you know these individuals. Could be friends, could be former friends, family, family. You know how they say frenemies? Sometimes some people are frenemies, right? Could be an individual you grew up around. So even if you don't know them personal, you get the name, like, okay, that's such and such from maybe this class or this room or whatever the case may be. But I keep getting this sense of closeness. Okay, now there's something about the way that you are, the way that you maybe handle situations. You might be a group that tends to, I'm not going to say that you're just a homebody, but in certain situations you might keep to yourself, right? And that could be triggering for some people. Sometimes I'm getting this K-drama in my head, and a lot of K-dramas are like this. A lot of a lot of K-dramas and a lot of Japanese animes, they'll have these characters where it's like a person moves into town and they're kind of quiet, or someone's in a classroom and really they're just nervous, but people take their silence as meaning you think you're better. You think you're better than us. And it's like, no, the individual is just keeping to themselves. So this could be your vibe. You're probably a very outgoing person once you get to trust people. But prior to that, it's like, I'm going to just observe. Or you just kind of just keep it to yourself. There's no heavy thought behind it, right? But someone's misunderstanding. If it's people close to you, then obviously it's going to be more to that tale than just that, right? So let's hop on in and find out what's going on here. What's their problem with you? Let's start off with the who. Who got beef with you? Who got a problem? Who's giving you all this negative energy and vibration? We have 10 of Pentacles. Family. It's probably a family issue. If not family, it could be people close to family. You know how sometimes relatives have those family friends that, all right, yeah, they cool with you, but that don't mean that they're cool with us. But again, this does feel like someone close to you. So this could be a relative, a father figure, a mother. I'm getting a strong feminine vibe. So it could also be like an auntie, somebody who sees themselves as maybe your caretaker, or maybe they help take care of you when you were growing up in some sense. They tend to like to see themselves as, I'm sort of getting, trying to think of how to describe this where it makes sense. If it's a mother figure, it explains the nourishing part, like the person who thinks that they took care of you, even if they weren't a very caring parent. They're still they like to associate themselves with that role, like, oh, I did this, I did that. If it's not them and it's like an aunt or a family friend that's of the female persuasion, they come off the same way. Like they have to kind of get praised for things that they do that should just come natural. So if you take care of a kid, they want praise for that. If people come over their house, they want praise for how neat they kept it. They're probably the type to brag about that, right? Like, I did this and I fed everybody and blah, blah, blah. And in reality, they may have not even done all that. They probably had y'all, like if you were their kids or whatever, whoever was young in the house, they probably had y'all do all that stuff and then took all the credit for it. You know, like, oh, I worked my body and my mind to the bones kind of energy. For others, I'm sensing it's more than one family member. It's not just one. It's like a couple of people here. Like I'm seeing people talk in a corner. It's very smile in your face kind of energy. Next, we have, look at that. We have the Hermit. Some of you, so we got the who, and now we got the why. It goes back to what I was pre-channeling. Some of you keep to yourself. You engage when you feel it's necessary to engage. It doesn't mean that you're necessarily an introvert, but you don't like to always just mix and mingle. And most importantly, I'm sensing you don't like to participate in drama. Now, if somebody's venting to you about something, you might listen. But if it gets to a point where it feels like, all right, y'all, this is getting a bit dramatic or this is getting kind of out of hand, you'll ignore it. You'll leave it alone. Now on here, we have Oxford going, scram. This could also be some of y'all's vibe. Like when you don't want to be bothered, you just don't want to be bothered. It has nothing to do with thinking you're better than somebody. It's like, respect my space, respect my personal space. I always say that the thing that used to irritate me as a kid with how they treated his character, like, how do you expect him to not be grouchy when he's living in a trash can? You know he lives in the trash can, and every day y'all is still dumping trash in the trash can. Like, you know what I mean? So this could be something you're dealing with. It's like people want you to come hang with them, be in their environment. This could also be like a friend setting as well, right? But they poop on you in a sense. Like, they're always finding something to nitpick with you about. Why would you want to hang around a group of people if that's how they talk to you or if that's how they treat you, right? So it's something to that. It's something to that, especially if the person feels entitled, like a very, I'm the mama or I'm the dad or whatever, right? Like I take care of you, or I did this for however many years or whatever your age is. Those of you who grew up old school, you know, when your parents like for 20 years or for 30 years, right? It's like somebody feels entitled to your presence, entitled to your time, and you're the kind of individual to sort of go within. This is, of course, also a lot of Virgo energy here right now, my fellow Virgos. So a lot of Virgos may resonate with this. It could be in your chart, or this could be talking about the fact Virgo can represent gut feelings and being practical, right? So it's like if your gut feeling tells you not to mess with something, you don't mess with it. I'm not doing it. I'm not talking about it. If something doesn't seem practical to you and getting it done, somebody wants maybe all your time and you're like, it just doesn't make sense that I would be able to give you that much attention, then you go about your own business. You're very good at going within and withdrawing yourself from people. Those of you who might struggle a bit with that, then that makes this even harder, because that means when they start talking, when they start giving you attitude, you don't understand even more. It's like, I'm doing what you're asking me to do and you still don't seem satisfied. All right, let's dive more into this. What their problem is with you. I feel like you're going through some type of change and they don't, Nine of Pentacles. A lot of Virgo energy. And we have the 10 and the 9 out here. So the number 19 could be important. And I said in another reading, it was, I think on a live I did, I was mentioning 1010, and I believe on the reading I did before this one, I brought up 1010. So for those of you seeing 1010, you may resonate with checking those out as well. But there's something about the nines. We have 99 here. 1999 feels important for somebody. I just heard that clear as day. 1999. Maybe October of 99 or September 10th. Is an important date for somebody here. Somebody could be born on September 10th. An event took place on September 10th. It doesn't have to be in the year of 99, but that date is standing out. This could have been, it feels like you're going through a change. And that change is upsetting them because you're not tolerating things you probably used to tolerate from these people. And for others, if you've always been a person to keep to yourself, maybe you used to keep to yourself without talking back, right? Like, again, you see how he's like, scram. Oscar can give you some attitude now. You know, it's like, if you're not giving me the kind of energy that I'm giving you, then I'm just not dealing with you. And it doesn't matter who you are to me. I'm gonna go my own way. I'm gonna take care of myself. Virgo energy is also about self-care. Yes, it can get caught up into being, oh, Virgos just like to be of service and blah, blah, blah. We like to be of service, but we don't like to be a servant. That's a different vibration. And most importantly, we're best at our job when we also take care of ourselves and we feel appreciated for what we do. So if someone's not feeling appreciated, and it's not to turn this into a Virgo reading, it's just saying that, again, the zodiacs all play a part in your chart, and they all play a part in your life, regardless of the placement. And right now, whatever your sign may be, this is the kind of vibration you're dealing with. Also, the individuals could also be Virgos themselves. That's a sign here, right? But the energy, the cosmic meaning, not just the human trait, but the cosmic universal meanings of the sign of Virgo is heavy here, with the 10, with the Hermit, with the 9. This deck was shuffled, okay? Like, there is no, it's coming out that way for a reason. All right, let's see what else we have. What else is going on with why they're giving you an issue, Pile 1. Why they got a problem with you. Good grief. I feel like that's your energy, honestly. Especially if this is really, if you know, with it being family and friends for some of you, that's a for sure thing. It's family and friends for some of you, or former friends. Maybe a group of people that you just kind of grew up around, or you've known for a few years. Could also be work colleagues. This feels personal, and their issue with you, it's not justified, but it also feels personal, and it probably has you in that state of like, good grief, man, y'all got me trying to play catch in a game I didn't sign up for. At this point, it's like, y'all want me to catch your problems, catch feelings over whatever you're mad at, especially if it's friends who feel like, I'm mad at this person, so you should be mad at them too. It's family who's saying, this is the life I depicted for you, and you're going in a different direction, and because I took care of you, I feel entitled to you doing ba, 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 ba. And you're just like, oh my gosh, I'm over it. Like, I just don't want to deal with this ish. I don't want to deal with it. They're giving you grief, honestly. So let's just, before we even get into the clarifiers, because I feel like we pretty much have this message panned right now. It's people close to you. It has something to do with family or friends, or a home-like setting, a so-called wannabe foundational setting. Ooh, hold on, pause. See, I don't like when this kind of energy comes around, because it's always just so ridiculously petty and shitty. Okay, for somebody here, this might seem very specific. Specific. It happens on occasion, but somebody's relatives or family member feels like you keep to yourself because you're better. They don't like your independence. They don't like that. But they also feel like, with this 9 of Pentacles, that you've had influence over another relative. So let's say a relative is leaving you something, or they added your name to a house, for example. Sometimes, if you grew up in a big house, sometimes people like to downgrade, and they'll leave the existing home to one of their other children or one of their other relatives, right? Whatever they may be to you. So someone might be wanting to leave you something. It doesn't have to be as gigantic as a house. It could just be a family heirloom. And these people are like, yeah, because so-and-so was in their ear, and that's why they're leaving them that. And that's not what happened at all. So they're giving you grief. They got you, trying to make you focus your energy on petty things that it doesn't need to be on. Again, trying to get you to play a game of catch that you didn't sign up for, all because they feel entitled. Like, whatever that was, it was supposed to be left to me. Why is it only being left to you? That's the argument that I'm hearing. But you can translate this into different things, whatever fits your situation, because it is collective. But for somebody here, that's why they're mad at you. Whether or not they've said this to your face, because I'm still seeing people like in a corner. I'm seeing people in a corner by a brown couch. It's like is that pleather? It looks pleather. It's like it's either a deep brown or mid brown. It looks old. It looks like an old couch. So it might have been something that someone had in their place for a really long time, but the color brown is significant in that. It doesn't have to necessarily be that your couch is actually brown, but I have to tell you what I'm what I'm seeing. And I'm seeing a brown couch, and there are people sitting in a corner just talking crap. And it's all about you. Like, I think this person's doing that. What, girl? What you mean? Yeah, and he or she did blah 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 blah. What? It's and you can feel it, whether they've said it to your face or not. You feel it. It's like, I don't even talk to y'all. For some of you, this is people y'all don't talk to no more. If it's friends, the same thing applies. There could be a friend that's leaving you something, or a friend that invited you to get an opportunity somewhere, and these people feel like they were more entitled to that opportunity than you, or that at the very least they should have been included. So now they want you to feel like ish, and they feel like you had some type of influence on what you're having. This independence, this is things working in your favor. This is luxury energy for you. All right, let's get into, and at the bottom of the deck, we got 7 of Wands. They don't like you standing your ground. They don't like it. Well, if you think about what Karate Kid was about, he had to stand up to the ones who thought they were bigger, badder, and stronger than him. Somebody feels like they're more entitled, more stronger. How are you being able to just go do what you want to do? This could be you could be someone that was used to always listening to your family and like just doing whatever, almost, if not whatever they asked for, even when you felt like it made you feel like shit. If we were to keep it just honest, like when it made you feel like, I don't want to do this shit, man, you would still do it because it's like, well, it's family or someone close to me. I feel like I should take care of them in some sense. Again, the Virgo energy is a caring energy. And when we love somebody, we love deeply. So if we care about you, we take care of you, we look out for you. But when that starts to turn from a beautiful act of service into you think I'm your slave, and now it's like this is like a butler or a maid or some type of person in bondage, once them feelings go out the window, it's a different story. And that's how somebody here is feeling. With that 5 of Cups, I'm getting Scorpio vibes, and I'm getting Cancer vibes very strongly from the 5 of Cups right now. So someone's in their feelings about this. It more hurt than they might be letting on. And someone else is at the point where they're about to say, F everybody. F everyone. I don't care what your issue was with me. I don't care what you thought I was to you. Let's get into these clarifiers. All right, we're going to be using a mix pretty much of the oracles to the 2 tarots here. I'm going to mix them up because that's what I'm feeling channeled to do. Let's see what comes out with what's going on with these people and these issues they've got with y'all. Ooh! What I tell you, in the corner talking shit, shady. And notice it says Parent Trap, right? This is a scene from the Parent Trap. I believe she was the mom, not the mom. She was the woman that the dad was going to marry. And she was no good for him. He was actually meant to be with the actual mom or something like that. It's been a minute since I've seen the original and this one, but you get what I'm saying? Like shady. So this could be a stepmother. This could be a stepmom. They don't have to be by this family connection. They don't have to be biologically related to you. A friend that was motherly, but whoever they are, and you feel this, you know who this is, whether it's for you, a parent, or someone else. Y'all know who this is because they're always shady around you. They pretend to like you for all of 2 seconds, and then they find little things to nitpick at you about, especially if they were used to getting away with telling you what to do in the past. Or if they're a step parent or your parents, like sometimes, parents will take someone else's word over their child instead of really listening to what their child was saying. I'm saying child because for some of you, I feel like this ish stems back from childhood. This is some inner child healing that needs to take place for some of y'all. Next card we got out is Bite Me. With that scram. Scram. Like I'm tired of taking your ish. That's what y'all feel like. Like I'm tired. Man, at this point, fuck what y'all got to say. Y'all don't care about my feelings. You got an issue with me, bite me. I don't give a fuck. Go on with your shit. And I'm cussing right now because I feel like that's how somebody feels. Around here, I channel the way the energies need me to. I normally, I'll try to be respectful for other viewers, but this is how somebody feels. Fuck you and your feelings. I don't care. I've had enough. That bite me was boiling under the surface. Someone else is kind of biting their tongue still. Like you speak up a bit, but you're not saying what you really want to say. You're trying not to give energy to this. Let's see what else is going on with that, with the independent and influence energy. What's happening with that? Mad props. The people who genuinely support you got mad props for you. The people who are really in your corner, your guides that have been leading you on this path that led you to get confirmation in this reading, they're like, props to you for still being able to if necessary, keep to yourself. Now, this isn't about closing yourself off to everybody, all right? The ones doing you dirty, cool. But you can't go throughout life projecting that onto others. That's been a constant, consistent message for the collective in so many different types of readings, and it's popping up again here. But when somebody do you wrong and they're showing you their true colors, listen the first time. You don't need 80 different examples. And some of you have figured that out. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to go within, talk to myself, get some guidance from the inner me. I'm going to open myself up to the wisdom of the divine, whatever that may be for you, source, etc. And I'm going to start creating my own way. That's why we got this wham energy here. Like, bam, wham. I'm doing my own thing. And I'm seeing results from it, as challenging as it may be. And so your guides are like, yeah, mad props. We see it too. We're happy that you see the results because we see it too. We've been telling you that you were destined for greatness this whole time. So let's see what else is going on with their reaction to this energy, or what this energy may have to. Oh, okay. Oh, this is interesting. Something significant is going to happen early morning for y'all. This actually feels more centered around the good grief energy and the hermit. It also could have been that you had a divine realization in the morning. Something you're working on, an idea that you might have come up with literally over breakfast. You're going to see a result from it within the next 6 months. You're going to see things, mix up and shake up in the next 6 months. Or something with this energy here is going to give. But I'm sensing somebody had an idea that came to them, or a thought. Maybe a realization. Literally like while making breakfast, or you know what I'm saying? I'm seeing a person cook for the same people that are ungrateful. And like in that moment, it's almost like a throwing of the frying pan. Now, you might have done this literally. This could just be figuratively speaking, but that's what broke. It's like I'm done doing stuff for these people. They can't value my presence. They don't need it. And you might have been feeling really down about this because, especially if these are people that you do care about, or they're connected to individuals you care about, because it's a chain reaction, right? You might have been saying to yourself, was this even really worth it? On one hand, I feel it was, but on the other hand, they're still talking ish. They're still trying to bring me drama. They're still trying to give me grief. Like, can't they just leave it alone? Stay on your path. In the next 6 months, you'll see whatever results you need to. If you needed this shady person to finally be completely exposed to you, I feel like they already are, honestly. But you might see them getting their ish back in the next 6 months. Okay, but something's shaking up here. Something is shaking up here. All right, let's get one more card from this and then we'll move on. We're going to get into a little bit of the characteristics of these people too, because we're going to try and narrow this down. Ooh, we got booyah! Mad props. Look at that. Hold on. Look at that. Mad props. Finally getting your just rewards. Finally standing up for yourself. Boom. Back in the day, we used to say booyah, but it's also boom, right? Like, all right, let's move on. Bottom of the deck, we have, if it's gonna come to having to deal with these people again, they're like, nah, don't go backwards. Choose the new direction. And for some of you who are challenged, like you feel challenged, you feel kind of stuck, like, but it's family, but they're friend. Bogus. keep it moving. You know what, before we get into their characteristics as far as like physical traits and stuff, let's get into what the fuck's the problem for real. We're gonna be using my sis Fire Witch. We've already used sis Jennifer's deck from Divine Moon Empress. Now we're gonna get into Fire Witch Tarot. What the fuck is their problem? Let's ask it just like that. What the fuck are these people's problems? Those of you who might feel a little offended, excuse the language. Ooh! We have closed mouths don't get fed. Remember what I said about channeling, that there's some people here that feel like they were entitled to something that you're getting? The more I dig into that energy, the more it feels like whatever you're getting, not only do you deserve it, but you put in the work for it. If somebody's leaving you a house, if somebody's saying, here's an opportunity to go to this event, I don't care if it's as simple as a concert, whatever it is, you've earned it. You were there. These people, not only were they not there, they didn't say anything. I'm also feeling like whoever this is for, this individual that's not liking you, this shady person that can just, go themselves or whatever, if they've asked for things, they came off with that same self-entitled crap. And when you would ask for something, it was a genuine, I'm appreciative of it. I'm grateful for it. I'm also feeling like they're triggering this in you as well. That closed mouths don't get fed. You bit your tongue a lot. Didn't I say somebody here is still biting their tongue? See, the things that come out for them, as far as like when it's in an advice way, can also be advice for you. Because the energies are having an exchange. So the same way you're tolerating a certain behavior, that's the same way they're triggering something with you. If you're used to these relatives getting away, and I keep saying relatives, but again, take what resonates for you, friend, whatever, getting their way and kind of caving and doing whatever for them and etc., you probably wanted more affection. You probably wanted more opportunities that they took from you, but you bit your tongue. Closed mouths don't get fed. You know what I mean? The same way they bit their tongue about asking for something that maybe if they would have asked, maybe they would have had a similar opportunity, but they didn't. Or when they did, they were shady about it. So the person said no. Next we have, you need to feel it to heal it. These people are in denial about something that they need to heal, and they're projecting it on you. They're giving you grief because they're dealing with grief. Somebody here is being left something by a relative that transitioned. Somebody here, this is coming in too strong. I'm trying to, normally, I like to make sure I'm filling out the majority of the collective, but there is somebody that's coming across this. I don't care if it was an amulet, a piece of jewelry, a ring, whatever it was. It might belong to somebody who's been deceased for a while or passed not too long ago. And these people feel like they deserved it more than you. And it's not that they did, it's that entitlement problem. There's something else that they're suffering for. There's another reason they might have felt entitled from that person, but they're projecting it onto you. For the rest of you, it's the same. It's not the deceased relative part, but there is still a thing that they dealt with, and you being, what this feels like with this independence, because I heard independence whispered in my ear again on my left side. So once again, a feminine energy. What this also was channeling in, I should say. Somebody is dealing with a person who they couldn't do what you're doing. You're able to go within, heal. You're gaining the luxury of your independence. And by luxury, it doesn't have to mean that you're rich right now, but it means you are starting to see the rewards, right? They were supposed to do that at some point in their life, and they didn't. Closed mouths don't get fed. They had the same opportunities you did. They didn't seize them. You did. Now here you are, booyah, getting mad props, getting praise, and they're not. And instead of checking themselves, like, what's wrong with me? What's my problem? They're projecting it onto you. Don't make no type of sense. Childish. Get out of bed. Social media has you stuck. We mentioned drama earlier. We mentioned people sitting in a corner. That brown couch that I saw, and again, I saw a very detailed like couch. One of those, what we call that, a two-seater couch? When it's the two big cushions in the middle, but the couch isn't super long, you can still probably fit more. Obviously, you can fit more than two people on the couch, but it's just two big cushions in the center. The back is two big cushions. The arm, the part where you put your arm at is kind of fluffy. It's not, you know, sometimes they have like the sleek side. This is like fluffy, like you can lay your head on it. It's kind of like a pillow almost, but it looks really old. It looks kind of worn. And it's this like weird color brown. Let me see if one of these cards have the color in here, because it feels significant for whatever reason. Let me see, because we do have a couple of browns in this card. Maybe Oscar, maybe like Oscar's brows, if y'all can make that out, because I know it's a lot of green, but like similar to his brows. That color brown is representing them sitting over there in that corner talking shit. Now, somebody here probably has that exact couch. I tend to channel rooms and furniture. I'm not being shown anything else in the room but that couch and them huddling up and talking. And there's a woman, I don't stutter in what I say. Doesn't matter. It's a woman that's being really shady. She's like the ringleader. But I'm not hearing anybody stand up for you. I'm hearing some people be quiet, and I'm hearing others going, what? That happened, girl? But they're not, no one's actually like fact checking anything. It's kind of pissing me off. Like, no one's fact checking anything. They're just believing everything that person says. And it's even more crazy if this is someone that individuals know can be shady or know can be full of it. But it's like they're saying, yeah, this person, they full of themselves and they got all this going on. And you might have some stuff going on, but it doesn't mean that you're completely out of the trenches yet for some of y'all, right? Some of you still going through challenges as you build yourself up, but they're acting like you over here living the big life. Child, unless you come in the money, then they really going to be pissed. And some of you already have, and many of you, oh, it's coming. So they're sitting up here stuck gossiping instead of like actually going and doing what they need to do. And look at that, at the bottom of the deck, it says stop being an asshole. This is their problem. Let's go ahead on and get into some of the characteristics of these people so we can move on to the next group. But pile one, child. We might also get some of your characteristics and traits out here. Let's see what channels in. We're going to be using the Who deck by V from V Love and Crystals, aka V Love and Tarot. Check out my lovely friend. She has a channel on here as well. We got fire sign. You could be a fire sign, or they could be. Right now I'm pulling for their energy, and fire sign came out. So Aries, Sagittarius, Leo is in their chart somewhere strongly. More than likely their sun sign, if not maybe their rising. Those are the two that are standing out to me right now. As far as how this energy, as far as like how the fire energy is coming from you, it's the action driven energy. They don't like it and it clashes with them. Somebody here feels like, it almost seems like they want to be the master of you, which is crazy. Some of y'all in this pile, the person you have an issue with is a fire sign. And they don't like the passion and fire coming off of you in the sense of the actions that you've been taking, even if you're keeping to yourself. We have adolescent. So this could have been someone you've known since your teen years. If it's not family, this could be someone that has teenage kids. If you don't have teenage kids. But adolescence is important here. They're being really immature. We would keep it all the way a buck. And he has on, that looks like a gym bag. Looks like a gym bag. So this person could be an individual that works like at a gym or does some type of personal fitness work. That's just take what resonates. Or there's somebody that might have criticized you a lot about your body. Whatever shape you may be in, they always found something to nitpick at because maybe they were good at being in fit. Or they just didn't want the attention on them. Whatever was wrong with them, we see that with that, they need to feel it so they can heal it. Whenever they feel what they don't want to feel emotionally and mentally, they project it onto somebody else. So fire sign that acts like a teenager, that might have been in your life since you were a teenager, especially with that maybe stepmom energy that's coming out here as well. Issues between you and a mother figure or another figure might have started in your adolescence. We have culinary arts. This feels like some of y'all are like cooks. And also this goes back to what I said about the person feeling like I nourish, I take care of, I cook, I clean, fits that energy too. They could actually be somebody in the culinary arts, but I'm feeling that someone that this is about, you're either really good at cooking, or you wanted to be a cook, or you are. I'm getting chef vibes. So this person could be a chef. And that could be another reason they nitpick as well. Let's get one more card. And this person has a lot of issues with your creativity. Notice all the orange we have here. There's a lot of oranges and browns. And what other colors we got going on here? We got green popping a little bit. Again, pulling on the heartstrings. But there's a lot of reds, orange, browns. And the color schemes here. And we have quiet time. This feels like your energy. With that hermit mode. Whenever you have quiet time, they want to come and disrupt it. Bottom of the deck, we have dark complexion. Could be you, could be them. All right, let's get into the final deck. We're going to be, this deck, as far as I know at the moment, is discontinued. So I can't provide a link for it or anything like that. I'm hearing that la, 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 la. Somebody here, this is like your personality. You have, if you've ever seen the show, Dara, like your personality is kind of like that. Not necessarily as blasé, but when you're sarcastic about something, it's a similar vibe. So let's see what comes out. This might come out as advice. We got, I'm an exotic dancer, you know, at a club. I take my clothes off and dance in front of strange men. The sarcasm, right? This feels really specific. I feel like you might have called this person out for some, remember they're shady, right? And they like to throw shade. I feel like if you threw it back, it was something in this tone. If you've never seen this, like just look up a clip of Dara or something. Like she talks like that, like I'm an exotic dancer. In a very blasé, you should peep, I'm talking shit about you, but I'm doing it in a kind of smart way, so it still might go a little over your head. You guys might have had a former friend that used to put themselves out there all the time in front of strange men. Not necessarily a stripper. And if this was a career you had in the past, we're not talking about that. We're more so talking about somebody here used to actually flaunt themselves, and you probably didn't participate in that the way that they did. That made them jealous. When they try to throw ish in your face like a child, y'all might have had words where you threw this in their face. Like, but I'm not the one that was hoeing around though. I'm not the one that was doing blah, 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 blah. I might have, I'm not perfect. I've done some things, but you tend to take stuff to the next mile. That's what I'm channeling with this energy right now. I'm still hearing that the advice, honestly, is to not give a F. If they're judging you for your past, don't even waste your time arguing with them. If they call themselves trying to act like they're better than you, like, oh, I'm somehow better than you, I'm doing all these great things, but when you boil it down, it's like, chick, you're about as basic as adding... Let me be quiet. I'm not going to say that. Let me be quiet. Hold on. I heard something really specific, but that was a wow. That was a wow moment. We're going to hold off on that. Let's see what else we get. It's a no for me, dog. Ties right back into this energy. Look, some of y'all watching, you've had whatever kind of past you had. All right. Some of y'all were probably also shady in your past once upon a time, though that's not the vast majority of the group I'm picking up on. What I'm really picking up on is individuals who try to get you to act like them. And when it's time to check them, you've had to remind them, I didn't do the strange shit that you did. It's not about shading, because people get sensitive over like silly things instead of paying attention to a full message. It's not about shading someone that's had to strip or even shading somebody that likes to strip. It's about a person acting like, I have more class than you. I'm more better than you. I got this. I got that. Boom, boom, boom. And it's like, but you're still in that pole though. But you're still in the pole though. And that's how I'm hearing it in my head. And what they really mean is you're still doing the same basic shit that you did 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 8 years ago. You're still nosy. You're still shady. You're in everybody's business. Why anybody trusts you? Beyond me. But you're still doing that. And now you want to come and be mad at me because I'm elevating? keeping to myself, not pulling up with family drama or whatever that 10 of Pentacles represents when it comes to the home life. Somebody judging your home life or what you do. Even if you were or are an exotic dancer, it's like, but I'm actually going to school, but I'm actually investing in myself, but I'm not planning on this being my lifetime. But in this lifetime, this is all I'm going to do. What I'm really picking up here, though, is somebody in a very interesting way was calling another person a hoe. That's what I'm picking up here. This shady person that's talking so much smack about you has hoe tendencies. And either you or someone close to you has called them out on that before. And they wanted you to participate in that lifestyle. And you're like, it's a no for me, dog. It's a no. For others, it's just somebody that wanted, someone who wanted you to just do whatever they say. Do what I say because I said do it. And you're still saying it's a no for me, dog. And don't get it twisted. Just because there's a parent vibe here, that don't mean nothing. That don't mean anything. A parent can sit and try to project the lifestyles that they've lived upon you or the traumas that they've had upon you. If they felt like that's what they had to do and tried to force you to do it, then we're not going to dive too deep in that, because for somebody that's going to be real triggering real fast, and triggers are meant for you to heal. But I don't want that to take up this whole collective read right now. If this was your life, you understand what I'm saying here. You get what's coming out. Some of y'all might have had with this parent energy, some of y'all had a parent that was judging you for if you had to dance, if this was what you had to do, because somebody here had to strip. Let's just keep it 100. Whatever it was, the parent judged you for it, and you're like, okay, but I dance. You're hoeing. There's a difference. There's a difference. This could have been a stepmother, an actual mother, or just a female figure who likes to boss you around like they're your mom. It's like you didn't even birth me, but you think you can tell me what to do. I'm getting a lot of interesting information right now. So, wow. Sometimes your shallowness is so what is this? Through? It's almost like death. And on the card, she says, I know you may find this hard to believe, but looks aren't everything. Didn't I say somebody was getting on a person here about their look? Or with that adolescent energy about you look this way, you should dress this way, you should talk that way, go here. Somebody was getting on them about that. And the energy here is saying looks not everything. Looks aren't everything. Yeah, somebody was judged for the way they talk and the way they dressed. Whether it was dressing sexy, whether it was dressing too conservative, it's like someone judged you. It's not about the shallowness here directed towards you. It's more so about you seeming one way on the surface, and this person judging you for that or projecting onto you whatever they assumed. You're the opposite of it, and they can't stand it. They can't stand it. It's like, I don't like it. Wow. Pile 1, you took a hot minute, but whatever came out is what needed to come out, right? So listen, this person, these people, these situations are not worth you losing your peace of mind or investing any more energy into it than you may have already done. Those of you that have started to keep to yourself, you keep doing that. Just remember to please be mindful to not become a projector yourself, in the sense of assuming that everyone coming in your life is going to have this same type of agenda. You're on a particular path. Your ancestors, your guides, the divine source is praising you for that path. So don't let somebody come in and mess that up for you by trying to involve you in some ish. Don't even waste your time getting emotional about it. For real. If you gotta cry about it, you cry about it. If you gotta have your 2 seconds of saying fuck them and the shit and the horse they rode on, cool. But after you get out your mouth, after you get out your system, out your head, redirect your energy somewhere else. That's the guidance that I'm sensing for you. What you do with it is up to you, baby boo. Bye. Peace, love, and light. Alright, pile 2, what it do? Let's get into you. You chose the That's So 90s Tarot. For y'all, some of this feels like somebody y'all don't even know. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm hearing unfamiliar energy. I'm also sensing maybe someone from your past. So perhaps somebody in your past that you no longer talk to is telling someone else misguided information about you, and it's helping them draw a conclusion that's not in reality. It's not in actuality, but they're drawing it nonetheless, and it could be giving you attitude. I'm seeing some of y'all kind of look at a person like, I don't even know you for you to be treating me this way. I don't even know you. I don't know for you to have a problem with me. Ooh, I just heard, and this was a meme at some point, I believe, because I think an actor said it, but it's something like, do you have my number? If you don't even have my number, you don't know me enough to have a problem with me. That's how y'all feel about this individual right now. So if it's somebody that you cut off, it's like, I haven't talked to you in so long, or I wrote you off to such an extent, you're unfamiliar to me now. If it's somebody that individual is running their mouth to, the same rule applies. You don't even have my number to know me enough to have an issue with me. So what's the real problem? What gives you this feeling that you have a right, to be quite honest? I'm hearing a song, but I'm gonna hold off on that until we get into the cards. Let's see who it is. Who got the problem with you? Who has the issue? Who's got the nerve? 8 of Cups. Ooh, the red hair is standing out to me too, so someone could be a natural redhead or have their hair dyed red. The 8 of Cups. So again, I'm getting past energy from this though, but I'm also getting unfamiliar. So either a person from the past you no longer associate with, or someone that you're not familiar with you, but they don't like how you just, I heard, damn, you're not even checking. Ooh, somebody's mad that you're not giving them attention. It's not just coming off in a romantic sense, but the vibe is kind of there, as if maybe somebody tried to holler at you and you were like, no thank you, and now they're looking like, wait a minute, how you not checking for me though? You're not, like, damn, you're not even looking my way. I feel like you were propelled past this person. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I don't care if it was a friend, whoever, whatever they were trying to be to you, trying to get close to you. Something told you, keep it moving. I'm picking up heavy Pisces energy. So either it doesn't have to be in your chart, could be in theirs. But the energy of Pisces is intuitive, right? So someone's intuition peeped them to game about this person. It was a vibe and you didn't like it. Pisces can also be, especially when they're in a negative vibration, their emotions can send them over the edge sometimes. It's kind of like that I'm a cry while I whoop your ass type of vibration. And if they're in a negative energy, it's feeling like you did them wrong even though you didn't. That's the lower vibrational pull sometimes of their energy, is they're very quick to act like someone's doing something to them, even if they're the person that triggered it or they're the person that initiated the problem. So someone here that you're dealing with that's got an issue with you doesn't like taking responsibility for what they may have said or done. If they looked at you funny and that made you pull your energy back, they're like, how they gonna sit next to me or be in the same space as me and not talk to me? Somebody here feels entitled to you giving them attention and you didn't. But you see how the water is splashing? Get my camera to adjust here. You see how the water is splashing against that rock as if she's being propelled forward, right? Someone don't like the fact that it seems like you just brushed past them or something made you move on past them very quickly. Let's get into what the problem is though. We got the Magician. Yeah. Yeah. Somebody an individual don't like you not giving them attention. They thought they could get you to do what they wanted you to do and you not doing it. You're just not. You're creating your own space. You're in your own lane right now. You might be someone that's known for being friendly, but for some reason, I don't feel like you've necessarily cussed this person out or you did something cruel. You just don't hang and they don't like it. It's this. Let me turn this light on for you. I feel like it's getting kind of dark. Yes. I'm hearing, yeah, for a few of y'all here, you know who this is. I mean, I feel like you know who it is regardless, but when I say no, I mean like a pastness, because I'm hearing that song, You didn't have to cut me off. Some make it like we were nothing, and I don't even need your love. Somebody is a person you used to know. You stopped checking for them. This is whether they were a friend, romance, whatever they were for you. Now they're a complete different person than they used to be, but they're still no good. And they don't like the fact that they can't sway you to try and talk with them or hang with them, whatever. Work with them. Because we have Power Rangers on this card back here, and we know the Power Rangers form together and they can make like that big bot or whatever. Whoever that is, for a lot of y'all, they're running their mouth to someone else about you. It's like they're trying to get other people to not be cool with you, to not chill with you. Let me turn the temperature of this, because I feel like, there we go. I feel like the blue was too much. All right. This is so extra for no reason. Let's dive further into this message with what their problem is. Yeah, they really like, This light, for those of you used to my channel, and mind you, it's brand new, it does what it wants to do. It's fully charged, by the way. When it goes off, a lot of times it's like a curtain call, so to speak. You turned the light off on somebody. You didn't want to participate in someone's energy anymore. If you don't know this person very well, something about them warned you and was like, leave that alone. Leave that alone. This person's very jealous of you. You're able to create magic on your own. You don't really need, it's not saying that you don't have others that are loyal and supportive that can help you, but whomever this is, they tried to get in where they can't fit in. Next we have, that came out here, we have Holla at You, 8 of Wands. Somebody tried to shoot their shot and the ball didn't go in the court. That's all I'm saying. I don't care how they tried to get close to you, but it didn't work. And now they're talking crap. They're probably telling somebody that you're stuck up or something. Or they think they all that in a bag of chips, like they weren't checking for me. That's crazy. The year 88 is standing out. So some of y'all might have been born in 1988. Fellow Year of the Dragons, what's up? Woo-hoo. For others, it could have been the 8th month, 8th day. That's significant here. Like something about the 8th month and the 8th day in a past tense. Past tense. You might be seeing 88 a lot. Or 80. Because I also heard 80 really loud. So some of you might have been born like pretty much between 1980 and 1988. Take what resonates for you. This person might be older than you. You could be a little older than them, but I'm kind of getting more so that for some of y'all, for the majority, they're like the older person. And it doesn't have to be by an extreme amount, but they're older. That's another reason they probably thought they would have a better influence on you. But they didn't. They tried to get something to go their way, and you were just not checking for that. Ciao. See what else we got. What else is going on here? What's up with this person? Like, why are they in their feelings this bad just because you ain't checking for them? Ooh, because you can smell bullshit a mile away. Look, some of y'all at one point in time, if this was someone, excuse me, I feel like somebody wants to hiccup a bit. If this was someone that you used to know and you cut off because the vibe wasn't right, something told you, they're upset about it. They thought their words, their influence, persuasion would do some damage on you, and it didn't. And I'm also sensing if an individual kept hounding you, kept getting on your nerves, some of y'all are real slick with your tongue when you want to be, and whatever you said hurt someone's feelings real deep. Or it could. Some of you might be kind of holding back on what you could say. I'm getting Gemini energy like a flip of a coin. So it could be in your chart. Doesn't have to be. I'm getting this energy of like, I can be real sweet to you or I can be a bitch. The choice is yours. And it seems like it's coming more so off of some of you who are watching this. Like, I can be the sweetest person in the world or you can keep pissing me off and we can go there. I don't think you want to go there. So let me go ahead and listen to my guides when they say, keep it moving. Move on along, child. Move on along. Don't you listen to them when they're trying to get you to talk. Keep going. They want to communicate. You don't want to. Keep it moving. 8 is about movement energy anyway. But it tends to be moving on with a certain skill or a certain practice. And it's like y'all just not putting up with whatever this person's behavior is. They want to talk to you. You don't want to. So you swiftly, because this is also motion, right? You swiftly moved on past them or away from whatever energy they were trying to get you to participate in. I feel like Spirit kind of has me going in circles a little bit with that. So let's go ahead and get into the other cards here. We're also going to get a little bit into the characteristics, and I'm using the That's So 90s and also the That's So 80. I mixed them up. Oracle to the tarot you see here. Might have also been another reason I was moved to mix the Oracle up like that, because the 8s were going to be so important. You can also add those numbers up, take them down to their single digit if you so feel moved. I'm also getting actually the air signs are pretty strong here right now, but Aquarius and Gemini are the 2 strongest at the moment. Libra's here a little bit. Someone that's talking ish about you is about to get handled. I don't believe y'all gonna have to lift a finger at all. Many of you won't have to say nothing, do nothing. There's some type of justice at play here. The Libra energy, the Libra energy is coming in a justice way. Like there will be a reckoning if this person keeps talking ish. Whoever's running their mouth or whoever is just misjudging you because they feel like it, because you're not moving the way they would like you to move, whatever that is, they're digging themselves a hole and don't even realize it. But for the most part, the Queen of Swords is feeling like it's your energy. Those zodiacs can be in your chart, don't have to be. It's the vibration that's here, and the vibration plays in your life regardless of if it's in your chart. With that Aquarius energy, Aquarius is about truths as well. It's about truths. And the Queen of Swords is very protective. She's very protective of the truth, but she's also protective of her own personal truth. She's intuitive. And remember I said about somebody's energy being intuitive. When somebody's lying to you, you tend to peep it. And that individual didn't like this. So you might have also called them out on a lie. Doesn't have to be rude, but you might have caught them in a lie and checked them and they didn't like that. It's a lot of energies here. Take what resonates for you, leave what doesn't. Let's go ahead and clarify. We have, I doubt it. See, they told you something and you were like, I doubt it went that way. I doubt you're being honest. Oh, you changed? I doubt it. Oh, you're such a good friend. You know so much. I doubt it. This is feeling like y'all's energy. Like it's kind of, notice that this is Judge Judy, right? And Judge Judy, not that she was always right, but typically she didn't, again, smell bullshit a mile away, or once she had a certain reaction to something, like once you got on that bad side of her, she would cut you off. She didn't even want to hear you. We've already done that. We've already talked about that. Move along. Move on. Like that's Judge Judy. You know what I mean? That might have been your energy towards this person. I doubt whatever you're saying is being honest. I think you're lying to me, or you are lying to me. So whatever, move on. But that's feeling more like your energy. Ooh, because you heard it through the grapevine. Gossiping. They're talking about you. I moved on. In fact, I'm going to put this over here where the call you at. I moved on and kept doing what I was supposed to be doing, whether you called yourself trying to be my friend, my woman, my man, whatever. Because at the end of the day, I heard through the spiritual grapevine that you're no good. You were saying a lot of things, but I doubt it is what you say it is, because I have it on good information that you're lying to me. You had one chance to be honest. You chose not to. Your problem, not mine. Dismissed. That's the energy I'm feeling here. This person don't like it. But I keep hearing unfamiliar, unfamiliar. For some of y'all, this is like someone that maybe constantly tried to hit on you or get with you, and you kept saying no. No. I don't like you like that. Something's wrong. Something's off here. Kudos to you for listening to your intuition, child. The situation is dead. So if that you didn't have to cut me off. If this is someone from your past, they're a complete stranger to you now. They're an unfamiliar energy. Once you said it was over, that's what you meant. Whatever they may have been to you. Because for some of y'all, this could involve romance. For some of y'all, this could just have been a former friend. But it's like y'all don't know them really. Or you might have said to yourself too, another reason that is channeling that way is you might have found yourself saying, it's like I don't know you, or it's like I never knew you. That phrase, those two phrases are standing out to me. I feel like somebody talks really fast because as I'm trying to slow down, that's how I feel I'm doing anyway. So someone here talks fast, or the person that was giving you an issue, maybe they talk fast when they're trying to get over. But for the most part, somebody who's watching this is a fast talker. But in that, the person watches a fast talker, but it's like in the sense of, again, it's like Judge Judy. If I think you're lying to me, I'm going to just cut you off before you can even continue what else you have to say. I'm going to dead the issue. I heard that with a New York accent, like a Nicki Minaj accent. Like, I dead the issue. That's how I heard that. So New York matters here. Ooh, only trying to get you to the crib to hit it. Called it. Somebody tried to holler, make me want to holler, throw up my hands. Somebody was trying to holler and you was like, no, thank you. Holler back, youngin', I'm good. Don't go there. I don't want to go there. Don't go there. We're not going to go there because the issue is dead. It's gone. It's deceased. It's 10 of Swords. Without a doubt. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, I solved the mystery. You ain't who you said you were. You're unfamiliar to me. I did have to cut you off. That's where we are with it. Boom! Savage! Let's get into what the fuck's their problem. And I'm saying, that's literally the name of the deck, actually. It's called WTF is the Problem by Fire Wish Tarot. That says Fire Wish. We're going to hop into this, but I'm channeling it for what their issues are. Some things may still come out that you may resonate with. Keep that in mind. But I'm channeling on behalf of what their issue is. What's really going on? We know why they don't like you, supposedly. We know why they're giving you attitude or lying because you rejected them. You're denying them access to who you are. But let's find out what the deeper issue is for them. Deeper issue is this person never fucking apologized for talking bad about you, for treating you poorly, for effing around, for just trying to talk to you to get in your pants or get something, getting your energy. This is an energy vulture. They just thought they could do whatever, talk to you however, and you were supposed to just tolerate it and you didn't. This is somebody that never feels sorry for what they do. They're dead ass wrong, but they never feel sorry for being wrong. Familiar or unfamiliar. This is their energy. Who cares about who's liking pics? Didn't I tell you this person's jealous? If this is another wannabe friend, they don't like the attention that you get. If this is an ex-lover, they don't like the attention that you get. If this was someone trying to holler at you and you didn't give them a time of day, but you did to someone else, they damn sure don't like the attention that you get. I keep picking up on somebody that you barely know trying to talk to you and you rejected them and they're taking that personal. Like it's personal for them. And it's like, was that shit really necessary? Was it really necessary for them to do all this? Is it that deep? No, but they're extra. In a bad way. There's good extra, and then there's just like, you're just doing too much. Love your life better than the fuckery. I did a post, and I feel like this group resonates with it. I did a post where I was channeling my inner hidden self, and I was peeping certain energies that needed to be addressed. It was all energetic. And in it, it was reminding people that they shouldn't take kindness for weakness. You shouldn't take a person being authentically kind and generous and peace, love, and light to mean that they're easy. You can play them. No, because you see, to understand love, light, prosperity, which I mind you, it's the highest vibration. Every ancient text would tell you this. As you do this work for real, and you're not just playing in it and just living out excuses for your past trauma. I went there because some people need to hear it like that. When you really get into it, you understand why the love is such a high frequency, why it's literally at the top of the scale for frequencies, why the light is also within the darkness, which means you got to understand the real darkness. You understand what I mean? You have to understand the real shadow and what was going on with it in order to really comprehend that light. So you don't want to turn on the other side of a person because it's lethal. And some of us remember the warrior goddesses and gods that we are. Okay, you don't want that side to activate. And so our ancestors, our guides, the whatever watches over you, whatever you want to call it, source, will intervene and push your behind on out the way before they could blow that top and activate that other side of you that they don't want to meet. Okay, some of y'all resonate with that, because the moment that you really sit and say, was that necessary? Because that's what they should be asking themselves. Was it necessary to act that way? Do you think you're doing something that person would find remotely attractive? And if the answer is no, grow the hell up. Because if that individual starts thinking it and starts feeling a need to respond to what you're doing, you're going to have a problem. That's why Spirit's redirecting your energy. That's why they're saying, go the other way. Go the other way, child. Keep it on moving. Keep it on moving. And that's what you need to do. Keep it right on moving. This person likes to place blame. Didn't I tell you they don't like to apologize? If they're in the wrong, in their head, they're never in the wrong. It's always, even if in the past, maybe they were actually innocent in something. It's kind of like once they were made the bad guy, they stayed the bad guy. But I'm really just picking up on somebody that was shady from jump. Let's get into how they feel. We'll get into how they feel. Also by fire. Another one of Fire Witch's decks. How they feel. Tell me how they feel. How they live and how they feel. Because for somebody so unfamiliar, this feels real personal. Confused. Lost in the sauce. They're confused. I'm going to tell you why they're confused. How come you're not talking to me? How could you not want to be my friend? How could you not want to, and I'm going to just tell you raw dog what I'm hearing. Look, this is a mature channel. How come you don't want me to fuck you? How come you don't want me to, what's up? What's good? Everybody else gives me attention but you. You're like, because I see the mess. I see the mess and I don't want to participate in the mess. I just don't understand how if you're so great, you got an issue with me not wanting to talk to you. Somebody here likes mind games. If you were so great at your mind game, why didn't it work? And if it didn't work, why don't you just move on? Why are you still coming? If you're so bold and you're so great, why are you knocking back at the same door that clearly doesn't want to answer you? That's a bit obsessed. It's interesting how a person can say that they despise you, you're fake, you're not real at what you do. If you don't holler back when they holler at you, you think you better than them. You're just a know-it-all. They put all these assumptions on you, which are really just them identifying their issue. It's their issue that they're identifying, and they're projecting onto someone else. But yet they become so obsessed with watching what you do, wanting to continuously try to holler at you. They become so obsessed that they then got to go and run tell that lie, run tell that assumption to other people who they think might want to talk to you. Now, don't get me wrong. If somebody's really dangerous or, if a person is going to put someone else's livelihood in jeopardy or, you just know that person's energy is really toxic. Especially if you have evidence to back that toxicity and you want to give a personal friend a heads up, somebody that you know, understandable. That's what friends and family do. Hey man, watch it. That person's a little blah, 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 blah. There's a way to go about it where it's understood that you still let that person make their decision. They're an adult. But when you're just lying on somebody, come on now. You're obsessed. You're obsessed. And the fact that I keep hearing unfamiliar is like, look, going around in circles. This individual is going in circles trying to really find out why you're not checking for them. How could you not want to be with them or be cool with them? They must feel like they're a part of an it crowd or something like that. Ooh! And like I said, somebody who felt rejected, they're mad because they can't get the cookie. I did it all for the cookie, so you can take that cookie and stick it up it. We did not just channel, what was it, Limp Biscuit up in here? I mean, it is a 90s tarot though, so. Let's get into the archetypes here. Some of the archetypes that come out could be yours, but we're going to get into V from V Love in tarot. And we're going to find out something about this person with an issue with you. Some type of characteristic that you've recognized in them. They're in their 30s. And again, if they're older than you, that would make you 20 something. Or if you're in your 30s, then they're like probably like end of their 30s, early 40s. We got multilingual. They speak more than one language. Or you could speak more than one language, but this person might, when I said that, I heard bilingual, and I heard a bit of like a Spanish accent. To be more precise, the tone of it sounds a little Dominican. There's a certain tone to each Spanish-speaking region's accent. And this is like a little, again, take what resonates for you, but for someone here, you or them or both of y'all have Dominican ancestry. And their accent kind of like has it. Remember I said earlier I picked up on like a New York slang with that. I did the issue. It was very Nicki Minaj's. And Nicki, particularly, she doesn't, I don't know about the Spanish part, but she has Trinidad? She's Trinidad roots. So these are some of the places that, for accent purposes, you might find yourself connected to or rooted to. New York is significant for somebody that's watching. East Coast kind of, as an East Coast girl, I recognize I recognize sounds, but I'm recognizing East Coast slang, like New York, Philly. Somebody might also be from Florida. I just heard Cuban in my head. So someone might also speak Cuban or be from Cuba. Introvert. Let's see what else we got. An introvert feels a little like you. Ooh, we got fire sign. Ooh. I say this because if y'all felt moved to watch one, you might want to check that out too. I wouldn't be shocked if this person, whoever they're talking dirt to, or whoever might be talking dirt to them and gossiping about you or whatever, I wouldn't be shocked if you resonate a little bit with what was popping in group one. Total different message, but I'm just saying there might be some things that stand out. The Sagittarius, Leo, Aries energy. My brain literally just paused just now. Sometimes the sensations I feel are the sensations of either the people watching, or the people I'm picking up on their behalf. Somebody like sometimes get caught, like just pauses and thought. Like just pauses sometimes. I keep hearing they're doing too much. We have a green thumb. This person might work in a gardening business. That's what I just heard. Gardening business. You could also be really good with plants. So some of these traits could be yours. Like introvert feels a little bit more like y'all. The green thumb feels like it could still be them. They could be a handyman or a handy woman or someone who grows plants. Y'all could be from the countryside. Someone here, the accents. All right. Let's get into the Dara deck. This deck isn't available anymore. The creator stopped selling it. I don't know if they would ever bring it back, so I don't have a link to provide for it. Normally links for the decks are in the description, or at least the title of the decks. All right. Let's see what we got. What's coming from here for this group? For Pile 2. I feel like having low self-esteem, it makes me feel special. Notice the mask here, right? With that, I don't apologize and all this other jazz. This individual likes to make others feel bad and then flip the script and go, no, you made me feel this way. I didn't do anything. That Pisces energy. And again, we're talking about because all signs have their positives and negatives. We're talking about a more low vibrational side of a Pisces energy. It's like, really, I said some slick shit that made you say some slick shit, but I'm the victim here. Not you, me. I'm entitled to talk to you the way I talk to you, but don't you dare come out your mouth and talk to me the same way. I can reject you all day, but don't reject me. And if you do, I'm going to play it up. Like, oh my God, the way they talk to me, the way, it doesn't matter if they're masculine or feminine. Mind you, the Zodiac, wow, the whole deck tried to holler. I'm not taking the whole deck. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. I'm going to take the one card that flipped upright. We have, the problem with going to restaurants is that they're not in my room. Your energy, for some of y'all, take what resonates for you. You're a bit of an introvert. Like, the problem with me, first of all, this person asked you out. You denied them. They're too flashy. They do too much. It's like you got a whole lot going on that I don't want to participate with. You might have met them in a setting like that, and you might have been nice at first, but they took it like, bitch, or there was another word I heard. I'm not gonna say that word though. I got to be respectful of my audience. But you might be like, dude, bitch, dude, with that, like, with this mother. Life is always throw dry, something like that. Stupid and humiliating, or is it just a phase? This person, bro. For someone who barely knows you or knew you in your past and was supposed to not give a F about you and is talking so much crap, they're really caught up in their feelings about you not talking to them. They're really miserable about it. And instead of just being honest with themselves, they're creating drama. Pow 2. Child. Listen, your guides pushed you away from this energy or are pushing you away from this energy for a reason. Do not participate. Don't participate. That's the guidance that you're being given here. Whether you heed it or not, up to you. How you translate it the rest of the way is up to you. But I pray that this gave you clarity about who's having a problem with you so that you know the next moves to make. Peace, love, and light, beautiful souls. Alright, baby loves. Pile 3. Baby, we on you. Okay. Pile 3, the pre-channel for you. For many of you who chose this pile, this either involves an ex. I'm strongly picking up on an ex. Okay. For others, co-workers or someone you used to work with. If it wasn't exactly a cubicle kind of place, then maybe you did a job for them or with them. Like, let's say you do construction, for example, or engineering or something like that. So this could have been someone that you worked with. But I just got to be clear that I'm also picking up on old love. Could be an old lover you used to work with, an ex-husband or wife you had a business with. Take what resonates for you, leave what doesn't. If you're still led to watch this, just know that there's something about the characteristics of the person that can still resonate for you. All right, some of you may feel moved to watch the other piles or another pile. Just letting you know right now because of how this feels. But let's keep it moving, shall we? Let's first get into the who. Who has a problem with you? Who? Who is it? Somebody from your past. Someone you had a past connection with, past bond. If I don't have them done yet, they're pretty much almost complete. But I have a deck that's coming. You guys can always see the previews of the art on Mamina Arts on Instagram. Yeah. There's a card that represents karmic bonds, like people that you can get into connections with that you're meant to learn lessons from. You're not meant to stay with them. The karmic bond card doesn't always have to end bad per se. Sometimes both parties can agree this isn't working. We're toxic to each other. But every now and then, other little traits can pop up in it. They're just normally not as toxic. So for some of you, if you find that your ex wasn't maybe uber toxic, but it was enough for you to go, we're like, oh no, we're like pouring oil on a fire in a bad way. Like, it's not a good igniting that takes place. For someone else, that worker energy is still present, but I'm mainly picking up an ex. Gotta keep it real with y'all. Gotta stick to what I'm feeling around here. So whichever, however, is someone in your past. So if it's a person you used to work with, you no longer work at that place, or they no longer work at that place. What's their problem? What's their issue with you? Why do they have an issue? I'm hearing ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Only darkness every day. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. And she's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away. Change the he to whatever, the she to the he if you need to. Because I feel like some of y'all watching, it's a he. The person is channeling. So if you're watching, you're the divine masculine, or you're the he. This isn't a divine union that I'm picking up on, though, but somebody feels like they have an issue with you being happy. It's somebody from your past that you either used to work with. For most of y'all, you used to date this person. You were probably married to them. And the idea of how they envision your so-called happiness, if they even gave a damn about it, let's just be honest. It's not what, it's just, nah. You're off doing your own thing, or you're about to be off doing your own thing. Some of you are in the process of a divorce. I have to say what I'm channeling. I always tell you guys, like, if you're new to my channel, just know triggering topics can come up. Triggers are meant to be healed, not carried, right? So for some of y'all, this could be a little triggering, but it's the confirmation you needed. Yeah, they thought they were supposed to be your happy end, and instead they were a karmic bond that had to end. And they're not. They don't like you being successful. If this is someone that you used to work with, whether you left the job or you're there and they left, you're getting a position or some type of praise that they're like, why is that person getting that? Go further into this. Some of you may have children with this person. If this is like an ex, it doesn't have to be an ex-husband, but if y'all lived together or you dated on and off for a long time. Yeah, somebody, okay, before we get into this card, let me just say, some of y'all, whatever the ex might have been to you, if you've had children with them, whoever's coming in now takes care of those babies like it was theirs. They don't like that. They may have been an absentee mom or dad, but whoever you're currently with takes care of those children like they're their own, and they see you happy, they see those kids happy, and they're upset about it. For others, you may have not had a family with the ex, but you're either in a relationship or you've just had a kid with someone else, and they're watching you, whether it's through social media, whether y'all kind of live around the same area, and they're observing the sheer joy that you have that you didn't have with them, and that's their problem with you. And so that energy is projecting out there, whether they've said something to you or not. If you've been picking up on just feeling like a bit of hostility or a bit of heaviness, especially in the chest and in your lower back, it's this person. I'm seeing somebody step. Now, I'm going to be mindful because this could trigger many things. And before I even go further into that channeling, remember, triggers are meant to be healed and cleansed. But if something gets a little heavy for you, take a break, come back when you're more suited to receive the message. What I'm feeling and what I'm seeing is a person take their foot and put it on the lower part of an individual's back. Now, the back looks feminine, but it could also be masculine. Masculines deal with, abusive people as well. Whether this is a metaphor to explain how heavy they used to be on you back in the day, like maybe this could have been someone that said a lot of traumatic things to you, or they put a lot of pressure on you. It's a pressure point that's on the back. So this is someone who, when they got on you about something, they really applied pressure. Okay. If they were physically confrontational in some way or manner, going for the back was the thing. Now, like I said, the card, if I had my other deck ready to go, that would have come out for this group is a karmic bond. That is a bond that's not meant to be kept. There's something that might have, either you might have felt like this was a soulmate. Karmic toxic people are not soulmates. And that's one of those things that I understand. Some people are taught stuff a certain way and they channel it, but I have to be a little bit more responsible around here than that. So it's no offense to anyone, but karmics are not soulmates. And this might have been someone that things started off good. Y'all seem to bond over things, but if I get to the root of what you might have connect over, that too was toxic or shady or not good, if you understand what I'm saying. Like if you got together because both of you had parents that were abusive at some point or were abused in their past or something like that, you thought, oh, this person understands me, but the tendencies, the things that y'all triggered from each other were no good. And I'm saying from each other because that's how I'm hearing it. So it doesn't have to be that this relationship went physical, but there were just little abusive things that y'all might say to each other, or a lot of fights. Bottom of the deck before I even shuffle again, as I'm saying that. And my hand flipped and I saw that. A lot of fights, a lot of confrontation. It became so normal because you might come from backgrounds where it was once normal. It was normal to see your family argue all the time and talk dirt to each other and say, stupid things like, oh, you've got to honor your mother and father and blah, 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 even though they're treating you like crap or they're being verbally abusive, whatever. So when you got with this individual, there was a 2-second understanding relief, and then like similar stuff started reflecting in the relationship. Now they're in the past. And you either have someone new. For some of y'all, this is self-happiness. So when people try to talk to you, when friends or individuals talk to you, now there's a happier you, and they feel jaded by that. Like, how you happy without me? Or how is it you get to be happy and I don't? And it's not that they can't be, they're just too hung up on you. But there's a lot of pressure here. So if this individual is popping back around or has popped back around, they tend to try to pressure you to talk to them. If there's kids involved, they try to use the kids as an excuse. And I'm going to be real with you here. I'm getting both a masculine and feminine dealing with this type of hate. So that means that your person could be anything. But be you a masculine watching right now, and you're like, my female ex was that way. If you're in the same sex relationship, the other person, whatever it is, I'm picking up both piles going through this issue with somebody. But I had to clarify that something about the bottom back. If you're sensing pressure in your bottom back, that's because this person is thinking so hard. This also means you still have a cord to cut here. You still have, maybe there's like a bad trait or a certain mentality. Something is still attached to this individual that needs to be let go of. You might be in a happier place, right? Or transitioning into a happier place, but something else needs to be let go of. That was a very deep moment for a second there. We have the King of Wands as another issue here. Like I said, somebody else, look, if they were a lax parent, woman or man, somebody else came in and is handling that job and loving on them kids, whether there's somebody that's fully replaced them in a romantic sense, or whether it's just I'm sensing they're offended because they're the same sex as the person. So if they're a guy, it's a guy coming in watching their kids, and vice versa if it's a girl, and they're pissed about it. This could just be a friend of yours. They don't care. It's like, who's this person to think they can take my job? They don't like it. What I'm also hearing here, for those of you who are single, there's no kid connection or nothing like that, you're finally sitting in your power and standing up for yourself and being an authority in what you do. The King of Wands is like a baby. Well, both him and Pentacles, which are two sides of the same self, are like the other versions of the Emperor in a sense. The way that they can build stability, the way they can take action and be assertive. You're becoming more assertive with the things you're doing. It's got people noticing you. Your charisma is shining out more. Self-confidence is big with you right now. Whoever this is from your past, whether you resonate with it romantically, friend, whatever, they don't like you having confidence. They felt like you were easier to manipulate or control when you didn't have that confidence. Look at that. Yeah. For some of you here, and normally this card comes out as the energy or feeling or vibration of you who's watching, right? You're the mother of someone's child, or you're somebody somewhere's divine feminine, and this person wanted to claim you for themselves. You might have started coming into your connection, and that's pissing them off. For others, the Empress loves herself. She creates from a blissful space. She's confident. She's the earth goddess. You can be a masculine feeling the same energy. I'm confident for the first time. I don't feel a need to play games and argue with people and all that jazz. I'm creating magic for myself, a happier state of existence, right? You guys are in a way better space than what you were when that person was around or in your life. And this is also the same if it's a coworker. Oh, I didn't even mean to shuffle to get another card, but apparently Spirit wanted me to. We have the Explorer. You're exploring, I know it says the Fool. I call him the Explorer. I'm trying to get used to only saying fool when he's doing like foolish things. Perhaps in the past you might have been foolish for this person, but now you're moving on to higher heights with no fear. This person doesn't like it. They don't like that you're not participating in war with them anymore. And they can't handle that feeling of defeat. Let's get into in fact, am I feeling moved to shuffle this? Yeah, okay. I'm still feeling moved to shuffle it. So we're going to get into two different oracles here with the That's So 90s and That's So 80s by Jennifer of Divine Moon, Empress. I feel like somebody's throat is really dry. And I'm sensing a nervousness. Someone watching is nervous. Don't you be nervous. You're divinely protected at all times. Be mindful of your surroundings. Be mindful of the people you're dealing with. But I'm going to tell you this right now. Don't you let this person, because I know what I saw. And I know what I picked up on. And for some of y'all, it was a metaphor. And for someone else, it was something they experienced. You don't let this person put you back in a victim mentality. You don't let this person take you out of your happy space. Now, if you feel like you got to move a little different to be careful, if you're concerned for your children or whatever the case may be, then you do what you got to do. You take the safety precautions you feel you got to take. But you don't let this person put you in that state, because I'm going to tell you right now, they feed off of that. They don't need no appetizers. They damn sure don't need a full course meal. You understand what I'm saying to you? You stay in this happy space. Somebody else might be feeling this because, again, while it may have not been a person that was, say, abusive, it was still a heavy connection. There was some type of bond. And that bond needs to be let go of. And that's another reason some of y'all are feeling this, like, it's almost like a sway in the heart, but not a sway to let them back in. A sway of like feeling depressed again or feeling sad about it. Cut that out. With divine love, cut that out. Come way too damn far to go backwards. You understand what I'm saying to you? I'm going to talk to you the same way I would talk to a family member or someone close, because clearly some of y'all didn't have that. Not for everybody, but somebody needs to hear it. They need to hear it exactly the way I'm saying it. All right. You come up out that energy and you stay on the path that you're meant to be on. If this was family member, a coworker that used to traumatize y'all, some of y'all were in workspaces or lived in homes where the very same people that you had to work beside, or the very same people you had to go home to every day, were the ones stressing you out with this energy, not wanting you to be happy. I mean, think about that. This individual from the past doesn't like that you're happy. So just you could just imagine what that means for anybody that resonates with this reading. Sure, frenemies, fake people and all that jazz be real upset about someone doing well and is tied into jealousy and all this other. This individual doesn't like that you're having a happy home, and that's the main problem. What you've got your rainbow? Some of y'all, you might have come in, and I got to say what I'm feeling. Some of y'all have come into your unions, whether it's a twin flame connection, a real soulmate connection, and this person's jealousy is foul. It might have started off, and again, there are a bunch of other cards and other, I typically give you guys karmic categories so that you really can narrow down what you're dealing with. And there are other energies that could have been mentioned, but Many of you started with a bond with this person. Even if it was in a workspace, you bonded over something, you shared deep things. And unfortunately, some of them things that y'all were like clicking with were toxic. At the end of the day, when you really evaluate it, it's like, that's not a good thing that we're reflecting on this. That's not, everybody goes through an experience, but it's almost like if you think about the conversations with that person, it's like their identity had to include the trauma. And this is something for y'all to learn that resonate with this group to any capacity, regardless of the roles here. Trauma, holding on to it is holding on to the past experience. You see, once the experience has happened, it's over, it's gone. Even something as bad as abuse, it's in the past eventually fades, it transitions out. But when you cling to the memory so hardcore that you have an emotional response to it, like what's trying to bubble under the surface right now that I'm feeling, you're bringing it back. You're reliving it. These are people who can relive the pain. And what starts to happen is it starts reflecting in their world and in their environment. You're in a happier place, or you're heading to a happier place. You're reaching this energy here. You don't need that. You don't need it. There's no justification for it. There's nothing they could say. There's nothing they could do. They might, look, for some of y'all, sometimes people come back around and they seem like a whole new person. With you, they're not going to be a whole new person. With you, they're going to want to fall back into the same pattern. Because like I said, not everybody here is dealing with somebody necessarily abusive, at least physically or verbally. But when it came to just hurting each other, conflict, constantly fighting, always something going wrong, always. I just heard somebody say the bill wasn't paid. You lived with someone who wouldn't pay their bills on time and put everything on you. And it was like taking care of a child almost. For some of y'all, this could have been a childhood friend. I'm getting a lot of things. But one thing y'all all have in common is this energy of like a fear of pedaling backwards, or this person coming around and just putting you in an energy that you don't need, then you don't allow access. Let's finish getting into what this person's problem is for you. We have days of the week over, something about this is standing out to me, over 15% more. You did more in this connection than they did. You gave more. And they were always playing around. Friday is giving me a party energy. And you see how there's this, the orange on one side and the cherry on one side. Y'all were always on opposite sides. They were always playing a game with your mind, or playing a game with other people and trying to act like it was you. With that 6 of Cups, I'm getting a Cancer vibe here. Somebody that this person played on your heartstrings a lot and on your commitment. Probably tried to use commitment as an excuse to keep you tolerating their bad behavior. Okay. I'm getting Sagittarius and Leo. I'm getting Sagittarius and Leo with a little bit of Aries energy with that King of Wands. So somebody that could be egotistical. Even though, again, this is also what's making some of them mad, is you being in your power. And these signs, these zodiacs could be in your chart. They don't have to be. Remain positive. What I just tell y'all. Look at the Care Bears about to gather up and do the Care Bear stare. You don't let this person take you out of your... Nah. Have that kind of power for what? You need to be more open-minded for your future. It's like when this person's energy starts to influence yours, you become more closed-minded, you become more doubtful. You might find yourself saying, yeah, I want to be happy, but I don't want a repeat of this experience. Yeah, I want to move up in my job, but I don't want to go through it's like more money, more problems, more happiness, more problems. That's how, come out of that. More happy, more problems. What that even sound like? No. No. This person, I'm feeling like, also wants you to be open-minded to them so that they can come in and start some ish. So they can mess this up. Oh, I was the one meant to be with. We supposed to be best friends. We go way back. We went to kindergarten together. I don't care what excuse they give you. I don't care what they're trying to tell you. They might try to act like, oh, you're so spiritual now, but you don't want to talk to me no more. You're supposed to be so forgiving, but you don't forgive me. Because guess what? You can be forgiven, which really, that frees you. It's not it's very, very rarely about them, if ever about them, but it's always about you. What forgiveness means, and I understand because I used to have an issue with the way people said it too, but what it really means is I'm not allowing you to think that you have an authority in my space. So you're not going to be able to come up in the spot and my whole energy is effed up just because you're here, wherever that may be. We in the same grocery store? Who cares? There was a time I didn't know you, and I can go right back to that time. You don't exist in my tranquil space, in my positive vibration. Some people find that cold. There's a lot of the things I could say that would probably give evidence to what they're saying about it being cold. But at the end of the day, what it really is I'm not allowing the thing or the person or the situation that had me in a dark place return me back to it. It doesn't need that kind of power. This one here is probably the most serious out of all the piles right now. I don't care who this person is to you. Parent, I don't care. Don't feed into it. Don't sit up there and be duped to giving them a chance, and you're participating in this conflicting energy again, and you're right. You just said I'm not going to war with this person, and you're right back on warring territory. That's not how it works. But you also don't let them make you close your mind to future ventures and future happiness, whether this is fully with you yet or not. What we got down here? Got cards falling all over the place. Goodness Lord. Goodness gracious. Aries energy is really strong for someone here now. Tuesday's coming out. Aries energy is really strong for someone here right now because I'm getting why. The reason it's starting to come in stronger is Tuesday is Mars Day, and Mars is tied into Aries. And again, you've given up on the war, but that doesn't mean you're meant to give up on being courageous, on going forward and taking action and seeing the power of who you are. One thing you can never tell Aries is that he's not powerful. Okay, so that's the energy coming in here. It's more so than just the Aries vibe. It's that Mars energy as well. They want you in conflict and you're avoiding it. And by you doing so, you're showing your real courage. You're showing that you're in a better space. You've seen the power that you have within yourself. Like I said, this is like the minor, you can kind of see it as the minor emperor. I take action. I'm an authority in what I do. Let me be clear. There is a difference between being an authority in what you do and trying to be an authority over somebody. And that Friday, I didn't get Venus energy from that Friday, even though we have the Empress here and Friday's Venus day. What I was getting is somebody playing a field, being on opposite sides. One person likes to party, the other one doesn't. The other one plays games, the other one's the one getting played. That's what I was picking up on with that. Right? You need to say peace out to this energy. Peace out. No longer participate with it. It's over. It's done. It's done with. All right? So don't, whatever that feeling was, let it go. You can say it right now. I let that go. Whatever was making somebody nervous or feel, that energy was just not the business. Let's get into what the fuck their problem is. Even though we pretty much just said what their problem is. Dude, chill. You're overreacting. Again, somebody's upset about a person kind of like taking their spot. If it's work related, it's you taking their spot at a job. If it's an ex, it's somebody else coming in and playing daddy or mommy. And it's the person's not playing. The person's actually good at what they do. Or they're overreacting because you're happy you've moved on. The divine got something for them. Your ancestors, the higher energy's got something. This person can't stop sabotaging their own manifestations because they're so busy caught up. It's a little blurry to see that. But they're so busy caught up on negative vibration. That's why they want you to be open again. When y'all used to be together or when you used to hang with this person, they fed off of your misery and they kind of maybe trained you to feed off of theirs a bit too for some of you here. And they want that back. They don't know how to manifest if they're not effing somebody's stuff up. Some of them are more heavier. This energy, some in the energy are more heavier than others. We have stop acting like a boss ass bitch. No, we have start acting like the boss ass bitch that you are, but I heard stop. So someone's pretending to be a boss or pretending to be A1, number one, and they're not. They need to start really getting serious about it and get their ish together, especially if they're a parent. But they're doing the opposite of that. Don't say shit you don't mean just because you're mad. This person used to do this to you all the time. And they used to trigger you to do the same thing all the time. All right, we're going to get into V's deck. That was Fires. We're going to get into V's deck right now. Get some characteristics of you or this person. Games. Damn, before I could even finish getting all that out, look at that. I said what I said, man. I know what I'm feeling in these energies. They don't like this. You've become more ambitious. You're becoming an authority in what you do. Somebody around you is encouraging you to be. They don't like it. They can't be it, so they're upset that you are. Without them, to be more precise. This person has light hair. I'm feeling like some of you may have it, but I feel like for the individual, either they dyed their hair lighter or they have naturally light hair. Family and friends. Like I said, I know what I was picking up on. Someone here might be like an inspiring model, or this person who's giving you an issue could be a model, male or female, but it's something I heard modeling. Maybe you're like a role model. Could be a real model, but I'm just giving you ideas of like why the words are channeling and what I'm feeling here. They're also jealous of your beauty. When you smile, when you're genuinely happy, you're always beautiful. But when you're genuinely, and this is whether you're masculine or feminine, men can be beautiful, man. Listen. And I feel like there's going to be masculines that come across watching this at some point. I know the vast majority be feminines, but masculines be checking out these readings too. We have sports and fitness. This could be someone that tends to be very fit. It's like a twisted version of Beauty and the Beast. Like, the beast ended up just being a beast. There was like nothing else there but that. They're a fucking clown. When y'all were friends, when y'all were talking, whatever it was, they were a clown. Oh, we have a card here that I didn't even see. Yeah, somebody here is into fitness, or they are. Something about the body being ripped or in shape. Appearances. I heard appearances. Scattered mind. That's how they feel. They feel like a clown and they feel like a scatterbrain. They are a clown. For some of you, the person was a clown. And again, they might be trying to change. But if they were to get with you, it's the same pattern again. This isn't a divine connection. It's something that you needed to learn from. They needed to learn from. You might have taken some of your lessons. They didn't take theirs. Knowing what your flavor is. They're trying to use, once in the past, being intimate with you, like probably saying things like, you know, I'm the best and nobody can put it down like me, blah, blah, blah. They're trying to figure out what your new flavor is. If this is a woman, she's trying to figure out she probably says things like that, like, oh, this is your flavor of the week, something to put you down about who you were with. Look, we have an emergency. For some of y'all, this person used to be abusive. Yeah, leave this energy alone. Don't let this energy guilt trip you into some foolery, into this. No, they're not worth it. And for those of you where they weren't physically violent, maybe you guys might have been violent to each other. It's like y'all triggered bad things from each other. To get with this person would be putting yourself in a dire strait. It's just not worth it. You can be given the advice. You can be given that spiritual mentorship, but your decisions are your own. You're responsible for your actions and reactions. But some of y'all were asking for signs of what this energy was, where it was coming from. Read the rainbow, okay? This is reading rainbow. Read the rainbow. Read the truth. Stay on the right path. Don't pedal backwards. We have, I don't have low self-esteem. I have low esteem for everyone else. I feel like that's the energy they used to put you in. And now you're in this ambitious, I'm living my best life, but they're still in that energy. They still project, and it is still a form of low self-esteem. It is. They want you to not trust other people, because if you don't trust other people, then at least you'll be miserable. If they can put you in a state of then later on applying that to your own self-esteem, then that's what they'll do. Listen, I don't need to pull no more cards for this. And look, we have, you're a real Joan of Arc, you know that? I feel like that's your guides, like letting you know. You're far more divine and sacred than what you're giving yourself credit for. I'm not pulling any more for this. What I'm going to say is the message here is very clear. Whoever this is that's talking bad about you, thinking bad about you, wishing bad on you, they got a problem with you. Their issue is theirs and not yours. Now, you've been peeped to game. Some of you know exactly who this is. Apply it to your situation where it applies. Don't force nothing. Leave this energy alone. Keep moving forward and let yourself have that bliss and that happiness that you deserve. Peace, love, light, blessings, and protection to you, Pal 3.
Get your copy of Love Confession Cyber Edition. Link in bio.